Good morning, my friends. Minute late as always, but we are here to wake up and Barca. Messi contract apparently is all but signed. All parties are in agreement. There's a couple of little clauses to work out. I got faith. I got hope. Todibo is on his way to France. He's leaving Barcelona. We got puppies fighting behind me. We got plenty more to talk about. Let's go ahead and get this party started the right way, my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the undefeated Mustache John. All right. Good morning, Hazries. Good morning, Brandal. How we doing, friends? How we feeling today? How was your weekend? Sorry I wasn't here for the Euros, you guys. I ran out of gas. Physically, to be honest. Sunday afternoon hit, and I was like, bros, I need to nap. I need to not be live streaming. I need to get my energy up so that I can take on the week ahead of me. So that's what I did. Did a little downtime. I apologize for not coming and hanging out with everybody, but nobody is correct here. Netherlands were pretty bad yesterday. Lost 2-0 to the Czech Republic. So Netherlands are out. No more De Jong, no more Depay to watch. I'm quite surprised that the Netherlands lost. I think everybody watching the Euros is surprised that the Netherlands lost. To be honest. Winston, how we doing, my friend? How we doing? Let me get a tab open here so we can start things off the way that we should. Makes me a little bit nervous for Depay coming in. Makes me feel a little bit better that we didn't get Wijnaldum. If Netherlands would have gone on and won the Euros this year with De Jong and Wijnaldum as their tandem, that would have been a little bit disappointing, I think. A little bit heartbreaking. All right, Hazri's coming in with the hot takes, and Memphis Depay is going to be fantastic at Barca. Vipula, how you doing? Good morning to you, sir. Mandax, good morning. Get your opinions out now on the Dutch national team. I think they should have made a better run. I think they're not quite as attack heavy as some iterations we've seen in the past. Depay's pretty good. Hey, that's enough. That's enough licking. Dog's behind me just going licking his butt. It's too much. Maybe you could potentially blame it on the coaching. My hair is getting absurd, you guys. Look at this mop we got going on. I might put it back in the hairband. That's probably what's going to happen. I'm assuming De Boer is going to get blamed for most of this, given the squad that they have. But as I was saying, Depay up top, Malin up top. Long gone are the years of Van Persie and Van Nistelrooy. What was his name? Something with an R. Roy Mackay. Even Roy Mackay. Those days are gone. Dirk Kuyt, Patrick Kluivert. They don't have quite the attacking options that they used to. Even with that said, they should have taken care of the Czech Republic, right? Vipula says, Umtiti wants another chance. Should we give him one? In Vipula's opinion, he should get a salary cut and maybe move him to Barca B to see his performance. So you can't take a World Cup winning center back and put him on Barca B. You just can't do that. It's insulting. It's disrespectful. Wage cut, sure. If Umtiti wants to stay, I think he has to take a wage cut. He's been injured ever since the World Cup in 2018. I've told this story before, how he pushed back having surgery, played through an injury, ended up being a lot worse, or making it a lot worse than it needed to be. So he basically sacrificed long-term health to play in that World Cup. Can't judge him for it. He's a World Cup winner, but he's basically been injured since then. So, yes, Robben too. Sorry, I forgot about Robben. Thoughts on Jordi Alba Inter swap deal rumor? I don't think it's happening. Well, Hazries, my friend, if you were paying attention, I did a little clip on that. It's up on the channel right now. So if you like my thoughts on the Jordi Alba Bastoni potential swap, go ahead and check out that video, my man. Nobody says he wants Spain to bounce back, but Morata is low on confidence. I don't see Spain doing much. They play today against Is it who are we playing against here? Spain. Oh, against Croatia? Nah, Croatia win that one, you guys. Sorry, I couldn't remember who they were playing at first. That's today at noon. That's going to be Croatia, my friends. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I would be very surprised. Granted, if you would ask me about Netherlands and Czech Republic, I would have gone Netherlands. I'm going Croatia on this one. I don't think Spain are going to be able to break down that midfield. Ahmed, good morning to you. We did see the Ronaldo to Barcelona rumors. We talked about that on Friday, I believe. Pure nonsense in my book. There's no way that he would allow it to happen. Just because of his reputation at Real Madrid. His legacy would be completely tarnished. People would burn his jerseys, a la Luis Figo. But back to Alba. Offensively, sure, he's great, but we should not be relying on a left back for our offensive output. If that's the case, if we're keeping Jordi Alba because of his tremendous influence on the offensive side, that's a problem. That's a big problem. You get defenders for their defense first. I know that Barcelona plays with attacking wingbacks, a la Dani Alba, a la Jordi Alba, a la Eric Abidal in the past. But you still have to have defense first. And unfortunately, Jordi Alba has become a defensive liability for Barcelona. I just don't see him lasting and putting out enough defensive performances to change what we saw last year. So I think with Emerson coming in, there's a strong possibility that Dest is going to get playing time on that left-hand side if we don't bring in somebody like a Bastoni. If we keep a three-back formation, this is really a big part of it. If we keep a three-back formation, then that left wing position, that left mid position doesn't have to be Jordi Alba. It can be Dest. It can be Ansu Fati. It could be Dembele. It could be Griezmann on that wide left side. If we go with a traditional 4-3-3, then you need the more end line to end line, excuse me, type of wing back. Junior Firpo is not going to last, unfortunately. Junior Firpo at Batiste was great, but deal agreed between Barcelona and Leeds for Junior Firpo for $15 million. I don't see that, dude. $15 million? I don't know. Let's see. We'll start with that one there, because I know Todibo is going to, what is it, OGC Nice, I'm pretty sure. So let's go Junior Firpo news. We'll bring up the tab so we can all see it. Barcelona identified Jordi Alba and Junior Firpo replacements. Leeds United, West Ham want Junior Firpo. So nothing done yet, you guys. There is no done deal. But apparently Leeds, West Ham both want Junior Firpo. Leeds United webpage says Leeds United join West Ham in pursuit of Barcelona defender. That was 2 days ago. Leeds join race. Barcelona eye Gaia and Alonso. Oh, that's right. We were talking about bringing in Marcus Alonso. I wanted to talk about that. So yes, there are some reports for Leeds and West Ham looking at Junior Firpo, but there is a good chance. I would say there's a good chance that we're going to get Marcus Alonso next year. Why is that? Well, he's Spanish. Puppies, relax. Hey, Pollo, calm down. When it's not a live match and I don't have puppy cam going, it's just not as cute. Am I happy that Ronaldo and Portugal are knocked out? No, I don't have any hate in my heart for Ronaldo. I'm not walking around like, oh, I hope Ronaldo loses because that makes Messi better in some way, shape, or form. No, it doesn't matter. Just let Ronaldo do his thing, you know? Got no hate in my heart. But I do think Marcus Alonso is a possibility. Not a lot of pace. Basically a bigger, taller, slower version of Jordi Alba, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I would rather keep Jordi Alba than get Marcus Alonso, obviously. But if Marcus Alonso comes in, I won't hate it. And I think it is because we're looking at taller players right now, just in case we do stick with that 3 center back formation. That's going to make a huge difference in what we do with these remaining signings, is whether or not Ronald Koeman is going to be forced to go back to a 4-3-3 or if he's going to stick with that 3-back formation. That's a very strong possibility. Let me catch up on the chat here. Emerson started for Brazil. That's great. Thought that he never got enough of a shot at Barca. Who? Junior Firpo? Junior Firpo had shots. Vipula saying it was just 2 minutes ago. Junior Firpo to Leeds. We'll search more specifically. We'll go all. I'm not seeing it. Who said it on Twitter? Just because somebody put it on Twitter doesn't mean it's official. Let's get that out of the way. So who put that on Twitter? Let's start with that. Messi has not signed his contract yet, but reports are saying that all parties are happy. There's a couple of little clauses to work out. 4 hours ago from the Daily Mail, yada, yada, yada. We'll go for that. Lionel Messi and Barcelona finally agreed terms on a 2-year contract extension until 2023 with the Argentinian start. Go away. I don't want to turn off my ad blocker. Just go away. How about that? How about I just read this? I don't want to turn off my ad blocker. Sorry, Daily Mail. I'm not going to read your article and have all those pop-ups, bro. But don't boom. Let's see. Eto backs up Messi. Barcelona chief reveals Sergio Aguero role. Yada, yada, yada. How about you guys give me a good article? Football España. This was the 27th. More options. Guys, kill these cookies. My goodness. So let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any details on what might be holding it up in terms of the clauses in there. Everything is more or less done. As a club media staff begin the process of putting together the announcement. This would cap a fine transfer window for Barcelona, with the Latin Giants signing Aguero, Memphis, and Garcia. With Messi staying, this will surely give Ronald Koeman real hope of putting together a stronger team, yada, yada, yada. Listen, I think Messi signs. I think as the Euros and the Copa Americas wind down, I think that's when you start to see some players actually sign here. Because there's going to be a little bit of a domino effect. Once these tournaments end and players start moving around, one player moves, he's got to be replaced. That causes another move. That player's got to be replaced, yada, yada, yada. So once these tournaments end, I think we're going to see some big summer transfers. Jack Grealish could go to City. Who knows who's going to be coming out of City? They're also looking at a Harry Kane. So any players that these big clubs sign, it's going to force somebody else out. And unfortunately, that's where Barcelona is going to be looking this year. We're not really looking for the big name signings. We're not looking at Haaland. We're not looking at Kane. We're not looking at Mbappe. We're just not. We're looking at player swaps. We're looking at getting some salaries cut. That's what we're looking at. So people like PK, people like Busquets, people like Griezmann, going to have to take a pay cut if they want to hang around. Barca center, not familiar, so I'm going to go ahead and say don't trust it. Unless Fabrizio Romano says it, I just don't trust it. Hazri saying, you think Junior's going to join Italy? What makes you say that? There's no, from what I've just searched, there's no reports coming out of Italy. Although, we'll see. Might be an unpopular opinion, but honestly think the defense is going to be decent. Hazards, I've said this on the channel over and over again. People keep blaming our center backs. It's not the center backs. It's the midfield. We need to have a defensive mid that can break up the counterattacks a la an N'Golo Kante, someone of that style. When you have a defense that lacks teeth, that lacks tenacity, Swiss cheese, we give up the ball, the counterattack goes right through our midfield, and then, yeah, if you're running 3 against 3 against our back line, we're going to give up goals through no fault of the center backs. Yes, Langley had some stinkers this year, okay? I'm not completely removing the blame. But our back line is better than what people give it credit for. You have to have a defensive midfielder. Otherwise, it's just attack after attack after attack, and that's what we saw. We're horrible this year at breaking up the counterattacks, at keeping possession in the attacking third. Not good. So for everybody going, oh, we need center backs. We need more center backs. Blame Umtiti and Langley. Sure, some of the blame falls on them, but we need a defensive midfielder. I would take Renato Sanchez. I would take Ndidi. Although Renato Sanchez is more of a box-to-box midfielder. I'm going to keep saying it, and some of you guys get pissed off, but Barcelona, what they need is the young American, Weston McKennie. It would fix all of our problems. He's only been at Barcelona for 2 seasons. This was his second year, so you need to adjust your facts there a little bit. Unless I'm wrong. I'm going to double check myself because time basically means nothing after quarantine. But I'm 99% sure this was Langley's second season at Barcelona. No, 18, 19, 19, 20, 2021. I'm an asshole. It's his third. I'm a total asshole. When? 18, 19, 19, 20, and 2021 season. Interesting. Good job calling me out on that. That does change things a little bit. I still think his first 2 seasons were good, though. I think his first 2 seasons were good. It's really just his last campaign. And not all of it was down to poor performances. Some of it was bad luck, too. So if any of our center backs get a second chance, I'm going Langley over Umtiti. Because Umtiti is all about injuries. Langley, I think, just had a bad run of luck there. Well, we need to get him. We need to get Weston McKennie. It's pretty obvious to me. I don't understand why anybody would even question it. Alex, how we doing, friend? Not sure why anybody would question it. There we go. Camera was a little bit bright there. Turn that down just a smidge. Rumors about Laporta. Let's check it out. I mean, if we bring in a center back, I'm not going to be upset about it, but it's not a priority. I'm getting nervous. Aymeric Laporte unlikely to join Barcelona this summer. Barcelona rethink move for Man City defender. That's 5 hours ago. Let's check on that one. Barcelona are struggling to find a deal for Manchester City defender Aymeric Laporte. Chances have been reduced. Catalyst Club point of view for 2 reasons. The first being their struggle to move players. Their second being the other priorities they have during the transfer when it comes to signing a top-level center back. Barca like Laporte, but there are options they consider, even younger, blah, blah, blah. Various friends. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of cooling our interest on Laporte a little bit because we're looking at other options. It says things are slowing down and Barcelona are having a hard time moving players. Again, if we're having a hard time moving players, some of that is because of the international tournaments going on. A lot of players are focused on the tournament. They're not there. They're not available to have these conversations with their agents, with the clubs to negotiate these things. They're not available to go and actually sign contracts. So you're going to see a little bit of a stopgap here until these tournaments start to wind down a little bit. Did I see that Langley and Griezmann will not play in the next season? That is incorrect, Alex. What news source is telling you that Langley and Griezmann are not going to play? And what do you mean they're not going to play? I think Depay is going to get the start more than Aguero, but I also don't think I'm not sure if we're going to play Depay as a number 9 or if we're going to play him more as a forward on that left side. It's very possible we're going to play with Messi as a right forward, someone as a left forward, and someone as a striker. And that can be any combination of Ansu Fati, Aguero, Griezmann, Dembele. Could be a lot of things. But so far, I think transfers are going to come in, 2 or 3 more player swaps, I should say, but we do have to wait for these tournaments to wrap up. In terms of who I think is going to get more goals, that's a tough one, actually. That's a tough one. Probably Depay. Aguero's probably going to pick up an injury or two. ESPN analyst said Griezmann and someone on bench with front three of Aguero, Messi, Depay. There's no possible way that we are going to keep Griezmann and pay him $45 million a year for him to stay on the bench. It's just not going to happen. There's no possible way that Griezmann does not consistently start if he stays at Barcelona. Hands down, there's no way. He's getting paid $45 million a year. Will Ansu Fati start on the bench? It completely depends on what his recovery is like. There's a good chance he won't be starting right off the bat match day one because he's still coming back from injury. He has not played. By the time he gets on the pitch, it'll be 9 months, close to a year by the time he's actually playing again. So, yeah, I don't see that happening. I think Griezmann either starts or he leaves. I think Ansu Fati, by the end of the season, when he's fully match fit, will be a starter. It would have been great if Dembele actually stayed healthy and had an amazing tournament, and then we were able to maybe sell him at a higher value. I really think the move is going to be Griezmann and Dembele to PSG, and then we get either cash or players for it. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's very possible. Yeah, there's no way. There's just no way Griezmann doesn't start if he's on the team. At least most of the time. I understand we have too many forwards. We got Messi's a guaranteed starter, right? Outside of that, I think the most likely to be guaranteed in the starting lineup, if everybody's fully fit, Ansu Fati. And then I think it is Griezmann. I think it's going to be Messi, Fati, Griezmann with Depay and Aguero coming off the bench. I think that's probably what it's going to be this year. Goatweight did score for Denmark. It was pretty much already done, but he did get a nice goal in there. Making sure I don't have anything in my mustache. Look even? I think it's even. It's pretty even. Yeah, looks strong. Looks strong. Who do I think is going to win the Euros and Copa? I think Euros are still going to be France. Even though they had a little bit of slip up there against Hungary, I think France ends up winning the Euros. Copa America, it's probably going to be Brazil. It's probably going to be Brazil. I'm hoping for Argentina, of course. How many are you guys having up front? Great squad depth. It fully depends. We're going to have three attackers. Either in a 4-3-3 or a 3-5-2, but one of those five is more of a central attacking mid. There's a lot of options for how we're going to line up. And some of it, like I said earlier, depends on whether or not Laporta forces Ronald Koeman to actually go back to a 4-3-3 formation. Some reports have come out and said that he's not happy with Ronald Koeman's 3-back that he came in with last year. Not that he came in with, that he started using last year to a lot of success. But there was a lot of Barcelona fans, a lot of Cules around the world saying, this isn't Barcelona if you're not playing in a 4-3-3. Times change, you guys. We can't be married to a 4-3-3 formation if that's no longer a successful strategy. We got to be able to move on. You know what I'm saying? Have to. Hazri is saying France will win Euros. Copa will be Brazil. I don't disagree with that. Are we actually keeping Bretinho? I don't think so. I think he's one of those players that we're just waiting for the Euros to kind of wrap up, and then he moves on. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. France vs. Switzerland happening in your city. Good luck. Hopefully you get a ticket. That'd be fun to go check out. Having too much is bad. Well, yeah, I mean, somebody's going to leave. Trincao, Griezmann, Dembele, Braithwaite. There's 4 players that could potentially move. 2 or 3 of them will. One of those guys will end up staying. But 2 or 3 will end up leaving. Because with the way things are going right now, with Depay coming in, with Aguero coming in, yes, Barcelona is a bit too top-heavy right now. We are a little bit too top-heavy. Aguero, Depay, Messi, Ansu Fati, Griezmann, Dembele, Trincao, Goatweight. I'm sure I'm missing somebody in there, but that's 8 forwards right there. And then we have attacking midfielders that you could include as well. So is that a little bit too top-heavy? Yes. I imagine that out of Griezmann, Dembele, Braithwaite, and Trincao, 2, if not 3 of those players are going to end up moving on. Trincao has been rumored for a player swap to Wolverhampton. Braithwaite is probably just finishing up his time with Denmark before he moves on somewhere. Griezmann is either going to have to take a salary cut or look for a player swap. Dembele, who knows? We overpaid for him because of what happened with the Neymar transfer. Everyone keeps talking about the wasted money, yada, yada, yada. You got to go back to the history and the context of those transfers. Yes, we overpaid, but we had a bunch of cash, and everyone knew that we were desperate. We had very little time to sign players. So Dembele and Coutinho, we paid astronomical prices for them. Regardless, I do think 2 or 3 of those forwards move on, but we might be looking for swaps. I don't know. You got to keep in mind that even though I just named 8 forwards, and I'm about to backtrack here, even though we have 8, which is a lot, late in the season, we have La Liga, we have Copa del Rey, we have Champions League. It would be great if we had a good rotation going so that players didn't get burnt out. Plus, you got to deal with injuries. Let's say 2 of those forwards go down with injuries. Now we're down to 6. And if you got 3 matches during the week, you're going to need to rotate. You can't have players play 3 90-minute matches during the week. That's too much. Can't do that consistently. So even though I started this out thinking, yeah, that's too many forwards and people are going to need to leave, it's actually not so bad. There's a lot of talent there. You might have some struggles balancing playing time expectations, particularly for those with higher salaries, particularly those who are coming in looking to make an impact on the Barcelona team. But I think, like I said, through all the matches that we're going to have with Copa del Rey, with La Liga, and with Champions League, plus injuries that are going to occur, Dembele is going to get injured. So with that happening, maybe actually having 8 forwards is necessary. Maybe 8 is just enough. Don't know. I wouldn't really call it a dilemma. A dilemma is when you have the choice between two problems. You don't really have a solution. You know what I'm saying? The only, I guess the only real problem with having too many forwards is 1, the payroll, if you end up not using some of those players, and then 2, just the morale of the club. If you end up having one of those players that's not getting playing time, having an attitude problem, maybe that affects the locker room. That's kind of the biggest risk of having too many forwards. But if you have a nice combination of more established veterans and young up-and-comers that are fighting for that chance, then maybe you have that nice healthy balance of sharing the playing time. Aguero's not going to play 90 minutes week in and week out. It's just not going to happen. It would be fantastic if we could give Messi a little bit more of a break throughout the year, so maybe he's not feeling so run down, so overwhelmed at the end of the season, having, months on end of just running the offense through Messi. That would be fantastic if we could maybe give him some breaks. Who knows what will happen with Ansu Fati and his injuries? Maybe that's another reason why we're keeping so many forwards on the books. Is Ansu Fati is on his 3rd or 4th surgery now, still hasn't come back since the initial injury. So if you take out Ansu Fati, if you take out Dembele due to injury, maybe somebody else flares up, boom, now we're down to 5 forwards. So if you factor all of that in, the number of matches being played, the frequency that our forwards get injured, maybe we need 8. Maybe we need 8 forwards. Maybe we need to bring in somebody else. I don't know. But I think I'm getting off this bus of, hey, Barcelona have too many forwards. I think we're okay. I think 8's good. Like I said, particularly with the number of matches, the injuries, and just giving players a little bit of a rest. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let me catch up on the chat here. Dembele should be sold for next season, potentially. He's still only like 22, 23, something like that. If we can afford it, I'd love to hold out. Love to hang on to Dembele for a bit. Man City does have a lot of forwards, absolutely, and then it ended up playing with no striker in the Champions League final. We even have to get rid of Sergio Roberto. I wouldn't say have to. We can, but we don't have to. Who should be the Barca captain that isn't Messi? Well, it'll be PK. It'll be Busquets. Behind him, there's a very good chance Frankie de Jong could be moving into a captain role here in the next year or two. But yeah, I don't know. Loaning out Dembele also, I don't know if that really makes sense. Why would you loan him out? If Dembele is going to be healthy and fit to play, then you play him. That's really it. If he's not going to play for Barcelona, then we sell him for cash or we do a player swap. There's no reason to loan Dembele. His wages aren't high enough for that really to make a difference. What do I think about Paredes? Not huge on him. Ayush, good morning, sir. How we doing? Good morning. You are just in time, Ayush, as we are getting close to wrapping up here. My collar popped in that whole time. My goodness. What else? We talked about Messi contract. We talked about some players potentially leaving. We talked about the Dutch national team. We talked about maybe having too many forwards. Dembele's contract does expire. No, it's 2023. It does not expire in 2022. No, it is 2022. It's 2021 right now. So yes, this is Dembele's last season on his contract. Yes. Let's be real. PK and Boosie with 3 years is going to leave, so probably going to be Ter Stegen. If you're talking about down the line who's going to be captain, it's going to be Frankie de Jong. If you're talking about a year or two down the line, like when Messi's done, it'll be Frankie de Jong. That's not even a question. What do you mean cash in on Dembele? Who is waiting to buy Dembele? If you want to cash in on Dembele, you let him play one more year, sign him to a new contract. Hopefully he performs above what he's been playing at, and then you sell him. Right now, his value has not done anything but go down. Ahmed, good morning. The next Wake Up in Barca is going to be Wednesday. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Prediction for England versus Germany. I actually think Germany upset England in this one. 1-0 to the Germans. Did we steal De Jong from PSG? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that was a clean transfer from Ajax. We'll see. Ayush said Juve. Oh, did we steal De Jong from De Jong from Juve? Is that what we're saying? Hey, buddy. This is my good boy. I'm sorry I've been ignoring you. I don't think anybody wants Dembele for anywhere near the price that we would ask for him. Winston saying Sancho should start for England. Maybe. Probably over Sterling, I would think. Right? I would think so. Not 100% sure. We shall see. Oh, Juve want Dembele. Gotcha. Well, listen, if Juve want him and we can get a player swap for, I don't know, Wesson McKennie, maybe we go for that. Maybe Dembele to Juve, Wesson McKennie back to Barcelona. I will take that deal. I would absolutely take that deal. How much did we buy him for? It was 120 or 180 million, something like that. Dembele transfer fee, 105 million euros. So transfer that to dollars, and it's up there, 150, 180, something like that. So it was a lot. Hazries wants me to play FIFA or PES career mode. Bro, you guys are catching me at the tail end of a FIFA career. I used to play hours on end every night, online and whatnot. It was before streaming. I'm talking about for the last 15 years, I've been, I'll go ahead and say, addicted to FIFA. At one point in time when I was 16 years old, I was 5th in the US, 25th in the world online. So I've had plenty of FIFA days. Got myself pretty addicted to FIFA Ultimate Team. Couldn't stop spending money on it. If you guys have played, you kind of know what I'm talking about. And it just got to the point where it wasn't fun anymore. I was spending money just for the sake of spending money. Like, that was my entertainment for the weekend. Instead of going out with friends, going to shows, spending my money that way, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to stay inside, spend my money on FIFA Ultimate Team. That'll be my entertainment for the weekend. But it ends up being this vicious cycle of, oh, I really want that player. Let me spend money, open up packs to get enough coins to buy that player, use them for a few matches, get bored, identify another player that you want to use, spend money to open up packs to buy that player, use them for a few matches, and then you get bored. Round and round we go. And it, like I said, it ended up just not being fun or enjoyable or relaxing. The way that Ultimate Team is set up is they want you to be in the menus more than they want you playing the game. Then on top of that, they put in all these little objectives that get you going after, spending time. Oh, I have to put together a specific club and try to score this many type of goals in a specific way. It's not fun. It can be challenging, but it is incredibly time consuming. And then at the end of every year, it resets. So whatever money you put into it, whatever effort you put into it, it's all gone. And then EA expect you to do the same thing the following year. And for the most part, people do. I was in that boat for many, many years. I started Ultimate Team 2013, and it wasn't until 2020 that I finally was able to break that cycle. It was actually during quarantine, ironically, when a lot of people lean into video games and addictions. I was thankfully, #blessed, I was thankfully able to drop those habits, stop spending money, and then it just kind of dwindled off a little bit. So now I haven't played in months. I feel great. I'm happy. I'm more productive doing other things. I've got way more content up on the YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm more productive with my time. So I'm not against video games. I'm not against streaming the video games, but here on this channel, probably not going to see me playing FIFA anytime soon. I'm going to keep that streak alive of just not doing it. But what you can catch on this channel is all of the Wake Up and Barcas every Monday and Wednesday and Friday right here on the Undefeated channel, my friends. But yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell why I don't play FIFA anymore. Ultimate Team just kind of ruined it. They stopped making the game itself better, and they just started focusing on ways to get you to be inside the FIFA Ultimate Team menus for more time. How can we get people to be more, not even just the menus? Let me take that back. EA's primary focus for the last few years hasn't been about making the gameplay better. It's about how can we make it a little bit more addicting, a little bit more engaging, just to keep people in the menus spending money. That's what EA wants. They don't really care about you playing the game. They want you in the menu, buying packs, spending that money, chasing those cards. It used to be rare to get these OP cards, but now it's every month, every couple of weeks. EA are like, oh, new promo, give us money. Oh, new promo, give us money. And meanwhile, none of that money goes to a better experience for the gamers. It just doesn't. So really made me lose trust, made me lose faith in EA and the whole, loot box strategy in general. So until all that goes away, I'm probably not picking the sticks back up. Probably not happening. Catch up on the chat. Answered the FIFA question. Yeah, we did spend the Neymar money badly, but we had to. He left with just a couple weeks left in the transfer market, so we were flush with cash, needed some attacking players. Gotta do what you gotta do. All right, folks, I got 7:42. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out with me for this episode of Wake Up and Barca. There's Euros going on. I'm not promising any streams for the Euros right now. I will get my schedule lined up by the time we get to the quarterfinals. I've just been busy, been low energy, and I don't want to come and give you guys a watered down product just to be here. That's really what it comes down to. I want to make sure that if I'm on camera, if I'm streaming, you guys are getting your money's worth, which right now is free. Either way, folks, if I don't see you for any Euros, right here Wednesday morning, we'll be talking Barcelona news. Hope to see you then. Thank you all so much for tuning in and taking a ride. I'll see you next time. Mwah.